Welcome to the Patio Reviews. Yes, we're still sheltered in place from the pandemic, but that's not going to stop us, not at all. We got the SOG Terminus knives, and I decided I'm going to do both of these, the D2 model and the carbon fiber, as it is carbon fiber with the S35VN blade. So this is the super steel S35VN. And this is the D2, both cryo, heat treated, whatever. So they're small knives. They're like 3-inch blades, 7 inches overall length. And compare it to my paramilitary. They're smaller. Okay, definitely smaller. But 3 and 7 is a fairly standard size for small knives. Let's take a look real quick on our, and here we go, 3, so 75 millimeters, overall 7 inches at about 18 centimeters. And let's see if we can throw a little light on kind of our blade. Try our blade stock here. 0.107, probably 3 millimeter. Not quite there yet. 2.85 millimeters. Overall width 12 at 0.47. So they should be just about the same width on the knife as the paramilitary 2. Okay, but definitely a different size. Maybe lighter. Paramilitary 2 is pretty light at 3.8 ounces. So let's put them right here. These are flippers with the XR lock. And we will take one of these apart and take a look inside. Deep carry pocket clip. Looks reversible because you've got a slot on the other side to be able to flip it the other way. So it's super deep carry. And we have a whole 95 grams. Roll it back around ounces. 3.36 ounces. So it is lighter than the paramilitary 2. Let's see if we've got much difference between the carbon fiber G10 composite and this one. No, same weight. If this was pure carbon fiber, it'd be different, but I think this is a G10 laminate. So we'll see more about that when we get into it, when we do the disassembly. And there is some weight relieving on the liner below and above. Nice. So they did do a good job in that regard. Really easy to function with these. I mean, this reminds me so much of the Benchmade Axis lock. So got a little area maybe you could sneak forward with to do some cutting. It's a nice design overall. I think the blade has a swedge ground in here, which gives you some reinforcement for the tip. It should be good piercing and slicing. Let's cut some. Oh, okay. All right, that's pretty sharp. This. Okay, they're both pretty sharp right out of the box. I sent both these knives to Kurt to run a Rockwell test. There's the dot here. This one on the D2 was a 61 HRC. That's excellent. This one, you can see it was tested as well. And he has a video posted on his YouTube channel. You can watch him actually do these tests. This one was a 58.2 at best. So, it just barely makes the green zone as 58 to 61, but it's not overly hardened, but it is technically in the acceptable range for S35, it's got some jimping on top of this blade here. So you can get right up on it, control. Reverse grip is comfortable as well. Also, you have ambidextrous thumb studs on here. If you get underneath this backside, you can middle finger flick it out. It's not super easy because the XR lock, the way it holds that blade in, but you've got jimping on top of your flipper tab. Flipper tab's not too large, so not bad at all. G10's real grippy. I kind of like this red G10. I guess you could flip these blades if you wanted to and put the S35 on this. Be interesting to see a cutting performance test and see how it does. The Terminus XR. Stonewash blade. And this is a satin grind here. So it's a little bit more fancy. This one's a little bit more workmanlike. Fit and finish looks fine on them. They feel good and comfortable in the hand. The ergos are acceptable. Kick this down. You know, you've got this wrap around here for this spacer, as you can see. And so you're using all you can in consideration of that being the case. It's centered up. Let's take a look at this one. And it's really, really, really close. Maybe just a teeny tiny fraction off, but it's pretty doggone close. And this one, the action's not near as nice, and I'm going to check that out because, see, that just falls back in place. Maybe somebody got a little zealous at the assembly, and that's why she doesn't just drop like that. But so maybe this will be the one we elect to disassemble just for that reason. You've got some good texturing here on the carbon fiber laminate scales, so they're good as well. But yeah, S35, that's nice to have a super steel option. $85 or $84.95, but 10% discount on White Mountain knives. So there you are in the $70-some range, and I have people all the time asking me, where can I get a knife with premium steel, which I would consider S30V, S35VN, you know, S90V, S110, all that CPM, 20CV, M390, CTS, XHP, you know, all that kind of stuff. I would consider that in that range. Then under $100, well, there you go. You're in the 70s. Design flow is really good on these. Disappears here into the bolster, down through here. So it's nice to have a backspacer. That gives a nice finished look to the knife. And the super deep pocket carry is nice to have as well. So let's do the carbon fiber model and let's see which side. And it looks like this is the one with the actual screw in the pivot here. So we've got that. These others look like number 6s. So let's take them out. There you go. There's one. And here's another. I think we're going to have to take these screws out to take the pocket clip off so we can remove the scale on the opposite side. Whew, that's a big old one. That's a big old one. That goes all the way through. And there we go. There's a pocket clip for sure and for true. And actually, we can take it off on the backside if you want. You can see they've lubed it up pretty good. They don't want to get any rust or corrosion here on that spring. And the spring runs around this. If you saw my my disassembly on the Seal XR, it'll be the same as this right here. There's a spring. Should be able to remove this piece right here, and see we have bearings on the inside. And of course we have skeletonized steel liners on here. There's our back spacer right there wrapped around. And of course there's an area machined out so you can flip the pocket clip from one side to the other. And there you are with your stop here, as it obviously unlocks with the slide, travels around, etc. And of course we have a steel washer in here. You can see there's a little D shape in that liner for the pivot, which is also a D shape right here, as you can see. Put our little stop in here, by the way, right here. Liner with the washer in here. Lay this down. Just like that. You got to reinstall your spring, which I will do thusly. Like that. Spin it around. Drop it into the liner. Just like that. Now you got this back together. Put this cover in place. Put the scale down. Bring the main pivot screw back in place, just to kind of stabilize everything a little bit. Make sure you get those in right, because they are squared off, and so they only fit a certain way. Here goes the pocket clip. And of course this screw goes through here. And that'll bring the pocket clip into compliance. Reinstall the screws. Last of the screws. All tightened down. Let's make sure we haven't over tightened the bearings. SOG Terminus G10 D2 carbon fiber S35VN. Both got the XR lock, and they're very usable. Very lightweight. Good ergos. I like them. It's definitely a sign that SOG is back and doing the right thing, making some good product. I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much. You know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.